You are not stuck with the patterns you inherited from your past, your family, or even your DNA. Today, we're diving back into the quantum field and introducing a new topic, epigenetics. Don't worry, it's going to be super easy to understand, and you're going to leave with a deeper understanding of why we're doing all this energy healing work. So stay tuned because the information in today's episode has the power to transform not only your internal and energetic world, but your physical body as well. Welcome to Jyotindi, Journey to the Inner Divine, a sacred space for healing energy, emotional release, and soulful transformation. If you're ready to live with joy, ease, and purpose, you're in the right place. Welcome back. Today's episode is going to blow your socks off. We're diving deep into why energy healing and healing your emotions is so important. This is about creating not just joy and peace for today, but rewriting the blueprint of your future self. This week, I had a really big wake up call. My younger sibling's boyfriend passed away unexpectedly, and it left us all with a lot to think about, including why we're even on this healing journey to begin with, and how we can make the most of the time that we have here on Earth. Now, one goal I have with this podcast is to help you heal your body, your mind, and your spirit. And that involves making a conscious effort to shift from the way that you've been doing things to a more mindful approach. Consciously shifting your energy and environment isn't just about feeling better right now in this moment. It literally shapes your health, your well being, and the life that you're creating. And it's important to start now while you still have time to reverse the damaging effects of living unconsciously. Being too busy to make time to take care of your health, or getting caught up in the day to day and not paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and energy. Quantum healing, in simple terms, is the practice of working with your energy field, including your thoughts, emotions, and your vibration, to create healing and transformation in the body and spirit. It's a belief that everything in the universe, including the mind and body, is composed of interconnected energy fields. It's about how thoughts and conscious intention can influence and shift these energy patterns to trigger healing with a focus on the link between mental, emotional, and physical health. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, the world has shifted away from the spiritual realm and has created explanations that only encompass the physical world. Newtonian physics, for example, explains the mechanics of all the measurable and observable things in the physical realm, leaving scientists to write off other phenomenon and disregard energy healing completely. I understand not wanting people to abandon modern medicine and science when it's been proven time and time again to heal people as well, but I do believe that there's a place for both when it comes to healing our physical body, and we're doing the world a huge disservice by totally writing one or the other off when it comes to treating serious illness. There are many healing practices that fall under this category of quantum healing, like meditation, visualizations, sound healing, Reiki, emotional freedom technique, and there's plenty more. So, when we look at quantum healing from a scientific lens, energy healing reduces chronic stress, which is one of the most powerful negative influences in our lives. Lowering stress levels helps to reduce stress hormones, and it allows the body to experience more healing, repair, and resilience. And when we look at it from a spiritual lens, when we heal energetically, we're shifting not only our thoughts, but the very vibration that we're living in. This creates a field around us that influences how our cells function, how our nervous system fires, and even how our DNA is expressed. In my work, when someone clears blocked emotions, they shift old energy patterns or realigns with their higher self, they're essentially changing their inner environment. Practices like meditation, EFT, sound healing, or somatic release help regulate your stress responses, calm the nervous system, and rewire the way that the body perceives and responds to life. And this creates space for you to work towards the things that you desire, and it affords you the opportunity to call in the amazing things that you're dying to manifest. Healing isn't just about feeling better emotionally. It's about reprogramming your brain and your biology. And when you do energy work, you're not just shifting the experience that you're having in the world, but you're also supporting your nervous system. You're releasing generational patterns and creating new pathways for health and joy. Now, one thing many people get stuck on while trying to transform their life is unconsciously recreating trauma patterns from their past or even from their parents and their grandparents. And you might be wondering, how can this be? And there's the obvious part that you pick up the beliefs and the patterns from the people who raise you, but it actually goes deeper than that. The experiences that you go through can have a profound effect on your body, your brain, and even the way your genes express or show up in the world. And this means that something that your mom or dad went through as a child can actually be passed on to you through their DNA and have an effect on you. Now, it's interesting because your DNA itself doesn't change per se. It's like a blueprint. But what does change is how the blueprint is brought to life. Just because there's a set of instructions to build something doesn't mean that the builder isn't going to change something or make a few mistakes in the process. And your DNA is the same way. Environmental factors and your behaviors and your thoughts and your energy, they all have an effect on the way that your genes are expressed. And this is a study of epigenetics. This means our biology is constantly in dialogue with our lived experience. I was talking about this with my partner, and he actually made a really great analogy. He said, you can think of your genetics like cryptocurrency, like a blockchain. Every experience that you have is like a transaction being added to the chain. And when something painful or traumatic happens, it's like a bad transaction that gets recorded and it doesn't disappear. But here's the key. Every time you make a healthy choice, every time you practice self-care or do healing work, you're adding one more positive transaction to the chain. And over time, these positive entries start to outweigh the negative ones. And the trauma, it's still there in the history, but its influence gets diluted because the chain is filled with so many more empowering and healing experiences. Just like in a blockchain, the newest blocks shape the integrity and the strength of the whole system moving forward. So, epigenetics shows that our genes are not fixed. They respond to signals like stress and love and belief and your environment. Epigenetics affirms what spiritual traditions have been teaching for centuries, that we are not bound by fate or the past. We carry the power to transform, not only emotionally and spiritually, but biologically. When I first heard about epigenetics, I thought, oh, great, I'm carrying generational trauma from my ancestors. I got dealt a bad hand. How am I possibly going to be able to reverse this? But the more you learn about epigenetics and this healing journey that I've been on, the more you see that this is actually really cool because it means that we are able to change and grow and heal. So we're not bound by what's happened to us in the past or what's happened to our ancestors in the past. Your healing journey creates the kind of inner environment where healing and transformation are biologically possible. What I'm doing when I share with you these somatic practices, these energetic shifts, and the other ways to move along your healing path is I'm giving you tools to speak directly to your genes by shifting stress, your beliefs, your emotions, and energy patterns from what's keeping you stuck to having the ability to create joy and peace and harmony, not only in your mind, but in your body as well. I'll give you an example. For years, I carried anxiety like a constant background hum in my life. It showed up as tight shoulders and racing thoughts at night, and a constant feeling that something was going to go wrong. And if you've experienced that, you know how exhausting that can be. And at the time, I thought it's just who I was. Maybe it was my DNA. Maybe I was doomed to always live that way. But when I started working with energy healing and meditation and somatic practices, something amazing happened. My body began to respond. My racing thoughts slowed down, my shoulders softened, my sleep improved, and bit by bit, that constant hum of anxiety got quieter and quieter. And here's why. Because every time I chose to ground myself, to breathe deeply, or to release old emotions, I was creating a new transaction in my energetic and biological chain. I wasn't erasing the old anxiety, but I was layering over it with experiences of calm and safety and peace. And the more I practiced, the stronger those positive patterns became. And that is the power of this work. You're not stuck with what you've inherited, not from your family, not from your past, not even from your DNA. You're not a victim of old patterns. You have the ability to shape your energy, your biology, and your future through the choices that you're making today. And you don't need a lab or any advanced technology to begin shifting your energy. Your body is the most powerful tool you'll ever have. And the choices that you make every day ripple out into your nervous system, your emotional patterns, and even into your genetic expression. Here's a few simple ways that you can begin to shift. Number one, a daily energy reset. This is one of the easiest ways to reset your energy, and that is through your breath. Place your feet on the floor, close your eyes, and take 3 slow, intentional breaths. On each inhale, imagine pulling fresh light into your body. On each exhale, release whatever feels heavy or stagnant. This practice signals safety to your nervous system, helping your body shift from survival mode into a state of healing. Even 2 minutes of conscious breathing can begin to rewrite the story that your cells are telling. Number 2, self-compassion statements. Your thoughts are energy too. And when you're hard on yourself, your body reacts with tension and stress hormones. Instead, practice offering yourself a gentle phrase like, I'm safe. I'm allowed to grow and heal. I am learning to be kind to myself. These statements may feel simple, but repeated over time, they calm your stress response and allow your body to focus on repair and renewal. And 3, vibrational shifts through journaling or sound. Both journaling and sound healing give your energy a channel for release. Journaling allows your subconscious thoughts to flow through you onto the page, clearing space in your mind and your body. Sound, whether through a sound bath or chanting or even humming, shifts your vibration and soothes your nervous system. These practices help move stuck energy, creating space for new patterns to emerge. And remember, each time you choose to reset, to speak kindly to yourself, or to release stagnant energy, you're not just creating a better moment. You're shaping your emotional health, your physical well being, and even the way your DNA expresses. It's small choices that add up, and over time, they create profound transformation. And don't forget, healing isn't just about feeling better emotionally in the moment, it's about reprogramming your biology for you and your future generations. Healing yourself now is going to create healing across time and help create a better biological environment for your children and their children. So here's the bigger picture. You are not trapped by your past, by your DNA, or by the patterns that you've carried for years. Your energy is constantly shaping your biology. And when you shift your energy, you shift your life at every level. This doesn't mean that challenges are going to disappear overnight. What it does mean is that when you begin practicing awareness and compassion and energetic alignment, your body and mind start to respond in powerful ways. The stress that once ran on autopilot begins to quiet. The anxiety that once ruled your mornings starts to fade. Little by little, your system learns a new way of being. Just imagine waking up, and instead of that familiar heaviness or dread that you've been feeling, you feel lightness and energy. Imagine catching yourself in the middle of a negative spiral, and instead of sinking deeper, you pause, you breathe, and you redirect towards something more life giving. Imagine looking back in a few months and realizing that you're no longer attracting the same draining situations or relationships. Instead, you're attracting opportunities and people who uplift you and are showing up for you. That's the ripple effect of this work. When you reset your energy, even in small ways, Your entire system recalibrates. Your emotions become steadier. Your body feels safer. Your mind opens to new possibilities. And underneath it all, your very biology is receiving the signal. We are safe. We are growing. We are free to heal. This is why I believe so deeply in quantum healing and the power of energy work. It reminds us that we are never powerless. You carry within you the ability to influence your health, your relationships, even your biology. And epigenetics shows us that the body is changeable. Energy healing shows us how to guide that change toward freedom, peace, and wholeness. So, as you step away from this episode, I want you to remember your healing is not a distant dream. It's happening right now with every breath, with every choice, and every moment that you return to your inner alignment. You are not a victim of your story. You are the author of what comes next. And if you'd like support as you step into this next chapter, I'd love to invite you to join my free Facebook community. It's Joe Tindy. You can find it with a simple search. It's a safe space to connect, to share, and to grow alongside others who are walking the same path. You can also download the free resource, the Clarity Map, which is free for a limited time. It's a powerful guide, and it's going to help you break through the stuck energy that you're living in and move forward with confidence. Both links are waiting for you in the show notes. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me today. This episode is so powerful. I know it's going to help you in the most amazing ways. And if you want to help spread this positive change, please consider sharing this episode. And until next time, don't forget, there's no path to happiness. Happiness is the path.